Echoes in enrollment, they got the game. Customer success is their claim to fame. On the podcast, they like the spark, elevating your skills, creating a mark. Let's dive deeper into the playbook, the secrets they share. No need to.
Welcome to the Customer Success Playbook podcast. Kev, we're going to talk about the week in customer success. How you doing today?
And I'm doing great. Been a busy week. We're actually recording a little late. I think both of us were traveling in different directions this past week.
Yeah, I was down in Cancun, Kev, checking out I was checking out the customer success landscape down there, but that's actually so far from the truth. I was checking out the pool and the beach all week, so it was awesome down there.
Nice. Yeah. And I was down in Orlando, not for the TSIA conference, which, was going on this week, but prior to that, the much bigger conference was the Summit Cheer Championships for the season. My daughter's team was there, went down with her, but unfortunately did not get to make it to the second day. So we spent the day in the park and going to Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, at Hollywood Studios a little bit. So good time.
Wow. I'd say it's a win-win. Selfishly, I'd say not going to day two may have been the bigger win, but yeah, again, I get it.
Her and her friend did a little TikTok that got like 500 likes in a couple of hours because we didn't get to go to finals. So we're at the parks.
That's awesome. That's a good segue, Kev. Hey, we are on TikTok. The Customer Success Playbook is on TikTok. So check us out on there. If you like to do short videos and dance routines or whatever TikTok does, check us out. We're on there. So, like us and re TikTok or whatever the lingo is, Kev. You can see how little I know about the platform. So with that, let's get into the week in customer success, right? Before we do that, I guess the first thing that we launched an episode with Christy Faltruso last week, Kev, talking about her launching a customer success community on their platform, which is called Customer Success. So that may have been a little bit confusing for some folks. Yeah. Client success. So it may have been a little confusing. We talked client success a lot, and there was a platform, but she's also building a community out. But she was great, Kev. I love that she was so transparent on the big kind of like dreams and aspirations she had for this community. And, she was great. She was like, hey, this missed the mark, right? And here's what we're doing to kind of learn from that, et cetera. What were your thoughts after listening to the episode?
Yeah. Well, first, Christy is so entertaining to listen to and just talk with. So that was great. But to me, I think one of the biggest takeaways, and it's not relevant to the community, discussion that we had, but it's just in general about business. And, it's something that in technology, they do what's called an RCA, right? Which is where your root cause analysis. Sorry, I was losing the terms root cause analysis. So when you look at a problem in technology, you want to figure out what caused it, and then try and figure out how to stop it, or how to stop it from reoccurring again. It's not just a technology thing, right? Technology is enabling business processes. So if you got a business process, a lot of the times the root cause isn't necessarily the technology itself. It's something in the business process. And doing root cause analyses are such a critical thing to the success of any business. So figuring out what went wrong in any process, figuring out how to avoid that going wrong a second time, and making the changes, measurable changes that you can say, hey, this is what happened, this is why it happened, and this is what we're going to do to avoid it happening again. I think it's critical to having success in business.
No, I agree. That's a great takeaway, Kev. For me, the biggest takeaway is, you hear a lot of times that companies should fail fast and failure's okay. And that's how you learn. And kind of going back to you said, like doing an RCA and understanding what happened so you can kind of improve and get better. But I think it's rare to actually hear a leader say, hey, I failed. Right? Like you hear about the concept of failure. I don't hear a lot of people actually say, hey, I failed. This didn't work out how I thought. And being that open and transparent and vulnerable to share that. I loved it. So like again, you said, Christy could talk about paint drying, and I'd be hooked for 30 minutes on it, right? She's amazing. So let's get in. This week, May 6th through the 10th, Kev, is Churn Zero's CSM Appreciation Week. So did you know that?
Yeah, I've heard about it a couple different places. I think it's a great thing. I mean, actually, you shared it with me first. To be fair,
Broke the news. I broke the news.
You did break the news, and what a great thing, right? I mean, we've got people, especially if you're in leadership, you've got people working hard every day. Your CSM team working hard every day to try and make sure that they are reducing churn, making sure the customer service is getting service, making sure they're meeting their goals. And, it's easy to forget to give the appreciation that, we should be doing on a regular basis. You shouldn't need a week, but it's great to have a week. And
it's like Mother's Day Sunday, Kev. I mean, we shouldn't really have to have a need for a Mother's Day. It should be all the time, right? But it is glad that we do carve out a specific time to recognize all the work moms do, right?
Exactly. So so it's fantastic. And one of the things that they've done, I think, is great. They've got a bunch of partners involved. There's discounts. Some of the folks we've talked to, you've got Growth Molecules out there. You've got Success Coaching out there. They're giving discounts. You should check out the page, Churn Zero's CSM Appreciation Week. Look it up. You'll find the page, and you can find all of the offers and things that people are putting out there to help CSMs, basically, as appreciation for everything they do. And it's really
cool. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, they have a kudo board, so you can recognize your team on there. They have downloadable graphics with like super cool, like, recognition for CSMs. They're giving out these super sweet CSM T-shirts, Kev. So again, if you track down any Churn Zero people next week when you're in St. Louis, try to give me one of those T-shirts, man. I love those T-shirts they have. And like you said, 20% off Growth Molecules, customer success training. Success Coaching has a code off there for $150 off some training. So, and there's tons. So go there, like Kevin said, Google it, you'll find it. Awesome stuff. Speaking of people we've had on the show, Mr. Greg Danes just came out with at least I've seen that you shared with me, a customer results strategy template and guide, right? Which is, it's awesome. It's really it's a takeaway item that you can download and you can start using right away. And what it really does is it outlines kind of for, you can use this for your clients and your customers, what's the key result that they're trying to drive? What's the result metric that they need to be successful? What's the solutions they're going to need from a technology perspective to enable that change? And then, what the result behaviors are going to be, right? So it's all in that templated guide. I love it. I love that kind of stuff, Kev. I love those downloadable items where you can start to use yourself. And I think Greg hit another.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's simple in concept, right? But it gets to the point very quickly. So what is it that you're trying to achieve? How are you going to measure that achievement? What are the things you need in place to make it happen? And what are the changes that you need to make in your business to make it happen? So if you got all that down, you review it with a customer and say, hey, this is where we're going. This is what we want to achieve. You get agreement from the customer that this is what you want to achieve. Now you've got some customer-focused, customer-driven metrics that are geared to reduce churn, right? I mean, because if you're getting your customer to achieve what they're trying to achieve, you're going to reduce churn. And that's what Greg's all about, right? Pretty much everything he communicates is about how do you reduce churn and how do you drive customer results. And like you said, another great product that Greg put out. Simple, free, go use it, look it up. It's not hard, but it helps structure your thinking.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we'll put a link, Kev. We can put a link in the show to get people to find it, right? I think, again, you can Google it and find it. And go listen to the episode with Greg, right? If you haven't listened to the episode with Greg, he knocked it out the ballpark. He is awesome. He's all about, like you said, Kev, results and delivering value to the clients and really, on why that's important and the impact that has on churn. All right, we're going to keep going on a who's who of guests, right, Kev? And we had Donna Weber on recently, and I love following Donna's newsletter. So, if you're listening out there, you're not on Donna Weber's newsletter, get on there. She has tons of amazing content. I know you are, Kev. What I love about it is she actually put a link to our show on there. So I love that, but that's selfish. But I do love that she even has stuff like, hey, here's what I'm reading. And it may not even be customer success stuff, right? It's just, there's so many things from customer success to outside interest. But she had a video, which I really liked. I want to get your thoughts on it, Kev. It was ask a question. Are you onboarding new users in existing accounts? Okay. So I will say that we're not doing that, right? We're not doing a good enough job at my current organization in that, right? But it was very, very thought provoking. But I love your thoughts on it, your experience with it. What were your takeaways here in the onboarding of new people into an already existing account?
Yeah, so I'm not surprised that she said it on one hand, because I've fallen in that realm in the past as well. What did surprise me slightly was number 70%, she said, in a certain informal survey she took in a class she was teaching. Yeah. Still, 70% of a classroom we're not doing onboarding. Yeah, me too, right? Great. Not doing onboarding of new customers, new users for existing customers. Yeah. So I think it's kind of one of those revelation thoughts. I don't think there's a lot of work to turn it. And she suggests, right, you can do some enablement, use some enablement.
In-app stuff, right? You do in-app stuff. You could have, knowledge bases. I mean, it's not like this heavy lift every time, right? That was one of the takeaways for me. It doesn't have to be this huge investment of time. You can do this without throwing a ton of resources at it, right?
Yep, absolutely. So Donna's worth every cent every second I spend listening. So great. Yeah, her content is great when she puts out additional stuff. So definitely worth listening to again.
Yeah, she's awesome,
and we'll put a link to that as well in the show notes.
Awesome. So last thing, Kev, I hope the bags are packed. You're getting close to St. Louis. Are you excited?
Man, I've been early this morning, I woke up pretty early, around 4 a.m., had a little bit of a headache, sat down and started looking at the conference and scheduled out all of my sessions. I've got Growth Modules is hosting something on Tuesday night that I'm going to, like a happy hour.
Oh, that looks nice. Yeah.
Going to the happy hour Tuesday night. We've got the intro session. There's a bunch of AI stuff I'm going to. There was somebody, I'm trying to think, there are a lot of sessions, and some of our folks from Atlanta. We've got several folks from Atlanta presenting. Justin is presenting. We've got I'm very excited.
Who's who, Kev?
I'm sorry.
Who's who? It's the who's who of customer success. Like I said, I told you last week, I'm so jealous, man, that you're heading out there. But so for our audience, if you're listening and you're maybe you're listening on your flight to St. Louis, disappointing news. Kevin and I are Customer Success Playbook polos, which we were getting, not ready for production quite yet. So you won't see Kevin wearing one of our slick polo shirts, but you hopefully recognize him from LinkedIn and from our YouTube channel. Stop and say hi. Like I said, Kevin's buying first drink for everyone that comes up to him and introduces. So I'm already spending the budget we don't have, Kev. So again, first drinks on Kev. If you got introduced and say you watched the show, listen to the show, we'd appreciate it. But you're gonna have a great time. I can't wait for you to come back next week, hear all about it. I'm gonna live vicariously through you, so I'm sure you'll check out our LinkedIn page. I'm sure you're gonna be posting a bunch of pictures. You may have some special impromptu one-on-ones with people. I'm excited to see what comes out of next week.
Yeah, I'm certainly hoping to try and figure out some one-on-one type things. I got to figure out the technology piece of that, but I'm working on that. That's my last task before I go. Yeah, so that hopefully we can do some impromptu interviews while we're there.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, all right, Kev. With that seems to be a wrap for this week in customer success. You got anything else here for our audience before we adjourn?
Keep on playing.
Yes.
Keep on playing, everyone.
Creating the mud. Let's dive deeper into the playbook, the secrets they share. No need to look from onboarding to retention. They found it all. Success is the goal, gonna stand tall. With each episode, they share their views, strategies and tactics that you can use. From challenges to triumphs, they cover it all, helping you navigate when you hit a wall. So tune in now and join the quest. Get an enrollment, put you to the test, empowering your journey in customer success. With insights and wisdom, you'll be the best. Help you navigate when you hit a wall. So tune in now and join the quest.